All right, welcome back, good people. On this video, I want to talk about something that I love to talk about, and that's personal development. Personal development is specifically for you, right? Nothing you can do, let me say that again, nothing you can do can help me with personal development. I have to do that myself. Now you can show me something that I might reference and say, well, I'm gonna implement that into my system. In other words, like working out. I work out 5 days a week. 5 days a week. And I'm doing that the entire year of 2018. I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio every day, 5 days a week. Now think about that. I'm a 60-year-old man, 60 years old, 6-0. I do cardio 5 days per week. And I'm consciously doing that for the entire year of 2018. Why am I doing that? Because it makes me feel better about who I am. It makes me have better health. That's a conscious decision that I made to work on me. Now, if you don't choose to work on you, that's okay. But don't expect the results that I get when I choose to work on me, right? Now, the physical part or the health part is just one. You also have the intellectual part, the knowledge part. Are you gaining any information? Are you growing who you are? Are you becoming better? Are you acquiring a skill that you can use that will help you later in life? Because let's say you live past tomorrow, or the next day, or the next month, or the next year, or the next 100 years. No, not 100 years, 50 years. Yeah, that's possible. 100 years, it's kind of stretching it. 50 years, you can do it. But you're going to have to change some things. And if you don't change some things, the end result is going to be a little different. Wouldn't you agree? And all that's going to be based on you. It's going to be based on how you do things. How you do things. When you're going through this life, I love to talk about stuff like this because even though it may not be hitting you right on the head or giving you the exact information that you need, because this may not apply to you, it is applying to somebody because there's over 7 billion people in the world with a B. I'm going to be relating to somebody. Somebody that's watching this video is going to say something like this. Hey, that's me. I've been saying I was going to work out for the last, 30 days, 45 days, 2 years, and hadn't started. And this guy is 60 years old, and he says he works out 5 days a week. He does 30 minutes of cardio 5 days per week. And all I need to do is 15 sit-ups a month. I can do that. And then maybe I'll do 30 sit-ups next month. Well, that's not really the way you want to do it, but you want to set up a system that you can do things consistently. And don't stretch yourself from the beginning. Don't do that because you'll lose interest. It won't feel good to you. And if it doesn't feel good to you, you won't do it because it doesn't feel good to you, right? So set up something that's simple for you, not for me. Don't consider anybody other than yourself. Just consider yourself and say, from today forward, I'm going to do X. Whatever X is for you. It may not be working out that you need. You may need to start to say, okay, I'm going to read better. Because a lot of my people, when I say my people, you know who I'm talking about. For whatever reason, and I know the reason, we just don't like to read. Right? We will get our information from videos, audios, but reading, put it in a video format and I'll listen, or I'll watch, right? Put it in the audio and I'll listen. That's good. I like to watch videos too. I like to listen to audios too. But not all the time. I need to read something. Because sometimes I'm going to be required to read. Right? And if I'm required to read, at least I want to be able to read a little bit. Right? I want to be able to not only, continue the sentence, but I want to be able to understand what I read. Right? And you get better with things as you go through life and as you consistently do them. Don't let anybody tell you any different than that. If you want to do something, when you first start, you're not going to be good. You're going to be terrible, probably. That's why you'll stop. because you're terrible. You're not getting the results you thought you deserved or you thought you needed or wanted. But if you continue, that's when you get the reward. That's change. That's when the payoff comes, is when you continue. Because when other people start to talk about it, when other people start to take notice, when other people start to hate on what you're doing, you know you're doing something, right? That's how that works. Don't look at haters as people who are always trying to be the crab in the barrel and pull you back down. Sometimes you need that support. You do. Because you know how you are. You know, you'll start and you'll stop. So sometimes you need somebody to kind of, get in front of you and say, well, you said you were going to do this. I knew you wasn't going to do that. You're always talking a good game, but you really don't have a game, right? And then that should bother you. You want people to, if you want people to pat you on the back, you want it to be legitimate, right? You don't want to like get rewarded for something you didn't do you? That's not a good thing if that's what you want, because you want something for nothing. And that's not the world you live in, right? That's not the world we live in. You have to do something to get something, especially when you're talking about growing a business or when you're talking about doing something that requires personal development, right? When you're talking about doing something that requires personal development, how many times can I say that? That's up to you. You have to look in that mirror and say, it's up to me to do that. And I will. And if you do that, guess what will happen? This thing we live in called a universe, it will start to align. And it will start to give you what you want. What you want will actually start to want you. It'll start to seek you. It'll be way down the street, so you won't know that. But that's where you have to have confidence that that's the way it works. And see, there's a disconnect when you look at our belief system in a lot of cases. A lot of times people believe it's possible for me, but they don't believe it's possible for themselves. But it is. Trust me, it is possible for you. You simply have to do two things from the start. What are those two things? You have to start studying somebody who is doing that. How do you mean study? You have to read things about them. You have to watch videos about them. You have to listen to audios or podcasts about them. You have to gain information about that, right? And number two, once you gain that information, you have to take action on that information, kind of blindly, because a lot of times you won't know what to expect, right? It's like if you go from your driveway to your car parked in the parking lot, parked in the driveway, if it's real dark, pitch dark, you don't know what to expect. You're just going by memory, what you remember how to get there. But if you don't know that there's somebody sitting on the side waiting to throw eggs at you, right, you can't really guard against getting hit by an egg. But that means you become reactive to situations. You want to focus on staying as proactive as you possibly can, which means you want to make sure the light's on before you go out to the driveway and go to the car to get something, right? You don't want anybody to be able to, knock you off with a hard-boiled egg or just an egg. I know that's a terrible analogy, but you get the point, right? So one of the things that I'm doing on these videos this year is, I'm doing 200 videos in 365 days, right? Okay, one of the things that I'm doing with these videos is introducing who I am to you, because I know you probably don't know who I am, right? You probably just clicked on this video and said, who is this guy? He looks like me, but who is he, right? What is he talking about? Well, my name is Larry James. I have a company called SpeakWithLarry.com, and what I do is I help people set up the foundation of their online business while assisting them with becoming more comfortable speaking about it. Which is why you'll see me from time to time talking about business stuff, but I really like to talk about life, how life treats us, because that's something that I'm really familiar with. Like I say, I've been above ground for quite a while now. So I have paid attention to a lot of things, and I have things that I can share with other people. And that's where I am right now. I am into sharing information, because the information that I share, I know can move from where you are to where you want to be. I know that for a fact. But you have to start studying somebody. And don't just study me, study someone else too. Study other people and study me to a point. And then study someone else who can take you farther. And that's the way it works. But you must incorporate things in your life to make you better. To make you better. See, you really can't help me if you are struggling yourself. You can't help me if you can't help yourself. So you have to be able to help yourself. And when you can help yourself, I can look at you and tell you can help yourself. I can look at how you do things and understand that you understand what I know, right? And that's where you want to be. You want to be able to have other people identify you as someone who that they can mock, someone who they can identify with, someone who they can aspire to be like. Not that you're great, but that you are on a purpose. You have a mission. You're someone who someone would want to be like, right? You're teaching other people things that people need to know, and it's not always about the money, right? It's not always about the money, because you can take no money with you, but it is about the legacy. And you do have a legacy. You know, I have a legacy. People who are 3 years old have a legacy, and you can create the legacy that you want. It's based on what you do, your input, and focus on that starting now. All right? SpeakerLarry.com.